Okay, here's my video review of Rosemary Zombie Girl from A Spirit Halloween. Well, I'm going to open this box and put this together and take you right along with me. So if you're interested in Rosemary, you can see what the deal is when you receive her and how she goes together and how she gets assembled. So let's get to it. So I have cut the tape on the box. I have not taken her out of the box. This is how anyone would open it. This is exactly what I'm seeing is what you're seeing. And we do have the adapter, but one thing I want to make note of is that she is very well strapped in. And so I'll show you how to best deal with taking her out of the box. It is best if you slide out the sleeve with Rosemary in it. There's directions, but best to slide out Rosemary. This will enable you to, she's very well packed, and there are a lot of twist ties, and so it's going to take me a little while to get all of her parts free, and I will do that. And we'll jump ahead once I get her. There's a lot there. And like our fearless leader from the Halloween forum suggests, she is very well packed. I mean, you really have to be careful and make sure that you get all of the twist ties out so it does not hinder her performance once you assemble her. And just as a quick note, I wanted to make mention that even, you know, all of us Halloween people that really like to do this see everything as useful. All of these really long twist ties, they are really useful in decorating. I mean, goodness, this has a long twist tie. And even these plastic, I don't know if you can see it, these plastic things are very useful for hanging props. They can slip into seams outside in siding, where siding meets at seams, and that could a string can be tied or something can be tied, and that could be a useful hanging thing for bats and all kinds of stuff. So even this tab can be useful in decorating. Okay, as some of you may know, this is from the forum and thread I have started. This is my second Rosemary. The first one didn't work properly. Her head did not look from side to side, and so I finally received my second attempt at getting a good working Rosemary. I have not been a big fan of these wire harnesses. I am going to have to add more hot glue to these connections. I don't particularly care for these connections being like this, but so be it. That's the way it has to be. And this is a very delicate one. This one operates the glowing eyes when they start to glow. And so there's hardly any hot glue on there, so I'm going to have to reinforce that, and maybe even some electrical tape. Never too particularly thrilled that these connection points are hot glued. I would like to see that improved somewhere down the line, Tekky. Thank you. And here I will insert the smaller one and it's tricky. As you can see, I'm having a bit of a tough time of it. It's just a difficult connection to get in, but there, I finally got it in. And if you could see, it's very, very close. I'm gonna have to pull it out by the wire when I pull it out. I can't get hold of the plastic harness, and so I'm not thrilled that I have to pull this out by the wire. I have mentioned this before. Here is the H connection, and I will put this in as well. This one goes in easier, but still, I can't really get at the plastic harness. So I'm going to have to take those wires out by the wires, and I'm not particularly thrilled about that. But I will reinforce that to help it. While I'm at this point of assembly, this is her back leg. And this is a heavy 2-compartment sand bag. I mean, it's really sand in there inside of a plastic compartments. Her back wire will hook onto this to stable her when the prop works. While I think that this is fine to help stabilize her, I do not think that this is quite enough weight. And this is fairly heavy. I haven't weighed it, but I'm going to have to guess this is probably around 5 pounds or so. But I'm still going to, on final assembly for display on Halloween, I'm still going to add more weight to her, probably screwing down all of the legs to a wood base, what I typically do, to really, really stabilize her. And when she operates in a moment, when I show you, I'll show you how much better she works by holding down this back weight, and she will be less tipsy thrusty when she does her lurch. Alright? So we'll get to that in a moment. Here is another little design note that I'm not particularly thrilled about, and I have mentioned this. When you insert the C-pole, this tab is going to lock into this tab housing here. This is where you're going to have to access pushing the tab back in to pull the pole back out when you disassemble. It's almost hidden. Not a terribly good design. It would be much better if that tab were simply designed on the opposite side, where you could actually get at the tab for removal. But because the tab gets kind of hidden behind here once inserted, not a particularly great design. I hope to see that change. It's always preferred to, when you have a tab and insert a pole, it's always preferred to have the tab slot where you can get at it for disassembly. Because that's in there very tight, I'm going to need a screwdriver to just push that in and take that out upon disassembly. So you want a wide open spot to be able to do that. And here it again, down here on this pole, the tab slot is almost hidden. So just little design tweaks. Now here I am under the head, and I am ready to put this on the pole as part of the assembly. And already I see right here I have a broken tab. This right out of the box has a broken tab where she inserts. Now I don't think that that's going to make a difference. Even when she lunges, she's not that powerful. I'm sure her head assembly won't fly off the pole. It's rather heavy. But still, I can't lock it in because a tab is broken off right out of the box from the factory. So, let's see if that hinders performance. Okay, here she is fully assembled. You definitely want to make sure that, as the instructions say, make sure that she's free to do her lurching thing from the back. My problem with the first Rosemary I received is that she did not look from side to side in her animation. Let's see if that's changed. I'm going to snap my finger as a sound motion to see. Also, I noticed about Rosemary, take note to this, she's rather hard. She's not too sensitive to sound. It's got to be a pretty good sound. A good clap or a good thunderous soundtrack near her to set her off. She's not ultra sensitive to sound. As you can see, I'm snapping my finger right next to her head, and she's not setting off. And so I'm going to tap her on the shoulder, and she'll go. That's proper head movement. Mouth is moving correctly. I love this animation. This is why, and the head does move from side to side. This is really why I bought into this prop. That's some seriously good animation. Her eyes are now glowing. So her eyes are working as well, and here will go her lurch. And that's good lurching. Very good lurching. Eyes glowing. She's looking from side to side as she resets her animation. And munches on that brain. She is a hungry girl. Fantastic animation. Really, Tekky outdid themselves with this prop. It's an excellent prop. And I'm going to show you now what I mean about putting a little more weight on her. So she is a little more stable when she lunges. That's an example of holding her down with a heavier weight. She's definitely more stable when she lunges, with some extra, even added weight onto her back leg. So I will secure her to a platform so she's really secure when she makes that lunge and she doesn't wiggle and wobble too far forward and possibly tip over or just undue stress on her parts, on her poles, and on the lunging mechanism. Now, I'm unsure, I just don't remember as I stand here and do this little video, if she has a timer mechanism. She is on. She has not moved. I would suspect that Tekky usually includes timers. I am not sure if this is the case with this one. I don't think this is specific to my particular Rosemary. I noticed it on the first one I got. She does not respond well. She's sound activated, and she does not respond well to sound. I can't get her to trip off no matter what I do. Ho! Hey! Nothing. Even loud clapping. So I'm a little curious as to how I'm going to solve this problem come display time. And I'm going to go with my hand down here on the base, and I'm going to tap the base under here. And by tapping the base, that did set her off with a tap. And so what I might have to concede to do is put a Thunder soundtrack speaker resting on her base, and the rattle of that speaker will probably be enough to keep her operating and tripping off frequently throughout my display. There she goes again. I do love her animation. She's working properly. She's pretty loud. I have to talk loudly to get over her soundtrack. But take note, she is going to be difficult to trip off with sound, as far as I can tell from 2 props now of her, that she is very difficult to trip off with sound. In fact, what I would recommend for Rosemary as a purchase that I would consider not even optional at this point, but necessary, is the foot pad or the Try Me button. I would have to recommend that they be purchased along with her, because you may find that she is not going to trigger without them, unless this is specific to this particular Rosemary I have, where she is not sensitive to sound triggers. You would be well advised to pick up a foot pad or a Try Me button so she works for you. So there you have it. There is Rosemary, a very, very ambitious prop, animated prop from Tekky. Very, very good animation, a long animated sequence with a lot of different things going on. She's very good, but she doesn't come without a little bit of consideration. That being how I'm going to deal with her being not sensitive to sound. But through that fault and some design elements for her assembly, she's still quite a formidable prop. I think she's the best one of 2011. So there is my video review of Rosemary. Good luck with yours, and if you have any difference of opinion and operation, please be sure and let us all know. Thanks for watching.